Look at Austin, Texas. They've mandated that 50% of all trips must be non-car by the year 2030. To hit that target, the city is handing out up to $1,300 to residents just to buy an e-bike. This chart shows how that money is tracked. On the left is the massive financial outflow, the subsidy checks clearing. On the right is the column for verified car trips actually replaced by those subsidized e-bikes. It is totally empty. We know the bikes are purchased. We have no idea if they are used for commuting. The current municipal funding model pays for the hardware acquisition. It treats the actual physical act of commuting as an unmeasured, untracked behavioral choice. Without an audit trail proving usage, cities are pouring millions into green initiatives that function as sunk cost subsidies instead of measurable infrastructure investments. Down on the street, bicycle advocates face a solid wall of steel.
Reclaiming space in congested urban corridors means taking square footage away from cars and giving it to cyclists. Groups like Transportation Alternatives face intense political resistance from city councils every time they demand a lane expansion or a protected street. They need hard evidence to win those fights. The legal standard they have to meet is called VMT reduction, proving that a new bike lane directly lowers vehicle miles traveled. But right now, advocates lack the actuarial-grade evidence to prove that a bike lane actually removes cars from the road. GPS wellness apps like Strava don't solve this. They are great for tracking weekend rides, but their data lacks the strict legal integrity required for environmental mitigation compliance or financial audits. The green transit transition is stalling out. It isn't failing due to a lack of public desire or funding. It is paralyzed by a verification gap in the data. This is where the Dandy Horse Inc. steps in with U.S. Patent 11,998,801b2. They've built the VIDAT system, a verification engine designed specifically to close that data gap for urban infrastructure. The entire process runs passively. A rider simply gets on their bike and commutes to the office, never opening an app or manually checking in. In the background, a multi-factor verification layer goes to work. It cross-references device motion signals, RFID wheel tags, NFC rack signals, and facility gate access logs. The result is an immutable, spoof-proof record of that exact trip. Because this data is mathematically sound, it generates what's called a BCCAC, a Bicycle Commuter Carbon Avoidance Credit. It converts physical activity into premium, tradable carbon and health data. The VIDAT system takes a behavioral choice, riding a bike to work, and turns it into a legally defensible, tradable financial asset. To capture this behavior at a municipal scale, the system requires hardware.
It needs sensors embedded into the devices people already use every day. Right now, the wearable tech and e-bike markets are facing severe margin compression. It is becoming structurally impossible for manufacturers to stand out based on hardware specifications alone. So Dandy Horse developed the reverse royalty program. Instead of charging a hardware manufacturer a licensing fee to access the platform, Dandy Horse actually pays the manufacturer. This diagram outlines the money flow. Institutional data buyers pay for the verified compliance data. An 8 to 12% share of that value moves back through the Dandy Horse platform directly into the accounts of the hardware OEMs, earning them between $1.36 and $2.04 per month for every active device. The royalty is conditional on actual usage. An active device is strictly defined as one that logs at least 16 verified commutes within a trailing 30-day period. This solves the adoption problem for manufacturers. It turns a static piece of hardware into a conditionally recurring revenue generator. With the verification gap closed, major corporations have a clear path to compliance. They can confidently fund local bike infrastructure to legally offset their mandatory Scope 3 emission targets under California's SB 253. The hardware OEMs secure a defensible, multi-decadal revenue stream simply by allowing their devices to participate in the verified network. And bicycle advocacy groups finally got the empirical VMT reduction proof and corporate backing they need to force councils to build safe, protected lanes. By treating the commute as a verified data point, the Dandy Horse aligns the financial incentives of the tech sector with the environmental needs of our cities. Keep the rubber side down and follow the Dandy Horse Inc. on YouTube.